go.
Hello, 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 good evening, hello, good evening, hello, good evening, hello, and welcome to hello, and welcome to hello, good evening, hello, welcome to the Questers, hello to the Questers, welcome to the Questers of Yalpelor.
Or.
Indeed, welcome everyone to Questers of Yalpelor.
That's
Really
us.
nice. Yeah, that is. It is you, actually. Questers of Yalpelor is a weekly online improvised adventure game comedy show. My name is Itamar, I'm your host and game master, and I've gathered 4 hilarious improvisers and actors from around the world to travel through the lands of Yalpelor. With us, we have Matt playing Grubble Bumblin Esquire. Grubble is a quarterling bubblemancer desperately seeking to reclaim his family fortune. We have Jada playing Triss, a nebula summoning who has only recently gained sentience, now gleefully exploring life in Yalpelor with her new friends. We have Talia playing Aklis Darkmoor, a traveling death knight with an ancestral sword and lots of family history. And we have Trent playing Dirt Hotbelly. His father is an angel, his mother is a volcano, and he's 100% half rock buddy. These players are here not just to play their characters. Part of the fun for me, and the reason I invited them to play with me, is because I want them to invent and flesh out details in the game world, play other characters, segue into unexpected scenes, and all in all make my job as game master more interesting and chaotic than it would otherwise be. The game we're playing is Macchiato Monsters. That's the game system. It's an old school game in the style of Dungeons & Dragons. Character portraits are by Shani Grimm, and music is by tabletopaudio.com. If you want to check their stuff out for yourselves, the links are down below in the description of the Twitch channel or the YouTube video. And I think we are ready for tonight's sponsor.
Right. So, today in merch that doesn't exist but should, a Drillium body pillow. Y'all remember Drillium, our lovely friend from the future, described by our amazing GM as very handsome and very sexy, and also smooth all over, which is, I think, a quality that you want in a pillow because you wouldn't want a scratchy pillow. So go to our store, which definitely exists, and order your very own Drillium to cuddle at night and make the bad thoughts go away.
Aklis, Italia, what is the Drillium pillow called? Is it Dreams by Drillium?
Sure, it is. Yeah, that's
Exactly what it's called.
Brilliant.
Very nice.
No, ignore that. Move on.
I hear it's
We'll workshop it. We'll workshop it.
I don't know. I think Dreams by Drillium are just sweet dreams, and it's just him staring at you.
No ideas are off the table. We're workshopping here. We're workshopping. Nice. Okay, so all of these are already real. Everything you said is already up there in the imaginary store. So go ahead and order one for yourselves. Thank you.
Or for your loved ones as a gift for Passover.
That's true. Yeah, a Passover.
Exactly. Chag Sameach. Go to www.yelpit.com.
Yalpelor. Okay. Thank you.
No. We know what it is though. It's Yelp and more.
What?
More.
Yelp and more.
Yelp and more?
Yeah.
Yelp a store?
Yelp.
Yeah, but
Apostrophe N.
the Yelp store.
Yelp store.
Yelp and store.
Oh my god.
We need to get on and buy that name before
Domain, before it
do.
gets snatched. So yeah, it's all up there. I want to say thank you to our recent followers from the previous several days, Igatha and Stunik101. Thank you very much for following us.
Thank you.
Hope to see you here with us in Yalpelor or in our other shows. So I think we're ready to begin the session. In the last episode, we left our heroes after they rested. They took a rest for the night, and when they woke up, there was something a little bit different in the air. Something that's going to be described in a second. Before we do that, I just want to remind you that you rested for the night. If you want to bring back either your hit points, your normal healing overnight when you rest, or any ability damage that you have to any of your abilities. You can get 1 point back for each ability that's currently wounded. So if that happens, do so and tell me if your abilities change, because I want to change it here in the on the screen. Jada, any questions?
Yeah, just a quick question. So if I used abilities last time, I have them back.
Yep,
correct?
they all refresh during the night. All
Triss
of
is
your
good.
special abilities. Yeah, so we know that you're going through the jungle. Our 4 questers plus Marigold and Wilk. They're constant companions. Riding on the
Constant forever.
for the past quite a few sessions. Everything can change.
Okay.
So you were going through the jungle on your wagon, which you somehow kept going even through a dense jungle using Dirt's earth spells to help you along. The spell ended last night. I'll remind you, you'll need to recast it if you want to keep going. Dirt was feeling the pull of something ahead of you in the jungle. This feeling is getting stronger and stronger, more significant as you're going along. On your way in this part of the jungle, you notice that the trees became very large, thick trunks, and very, very tall, with canopies that created a flat surface, like a ceiling above you. You discovered that there's a whole group of people, a whole culture of people called Shimsham living up there. Some of them came down to greet you, to greet you as friends and inquire a little bit about what you're doing. You were a little bit standoffish, and then you kept going. And all the while, this feeling...
What? I was not standoffish.
It's true, not all of you were, and it kind of changed during the conversation. That's right. But you weren't up for accepting their invitation anyway. You didn't join them to go have dinner with them. And
Atlas had very firm ideas as to what we needed to do.
Yeah. That was very important to me, us.
Yes. Thank God Atlas was there. So the meeting ended. You kept going, and all the while, Dirt's sense of what is expecting you out there, just in the direction you're going, which is, I'll remind you, generally to the southeast, straight into the thickest part of the jungle. It just kept getting stronger and stronger. You went to sleep. You spent the night. When you got up in the morning, Dirt, you're feeling just like you did last night. But now, Atlas, you also find out that this morning, after the sun came up, you're also starting to feel something ahead that's not quite right. For you, the sensation is unpleasant. Not painful for you specifically or uncomfortable, but something that you know is wrong. Ahead of you in the jungle. It is...
Gonna try and figure out what it is?
Yeah, so you don't need to try. You can just... I'll just tell you what you're feeling. There is some imbalance between life and death. There's something that's going on there that's
I knew it.
very wrong. And you feel it slowly flow outside of the area in front of you where it actually exists. You're outside of the area where that happens. There's like a clear boundary you're going to cross very soon, but right now you're not there yet. It's slowly flowing, and you can actually, how about you roll your wisdom and take advantage on that to try to figure out some more details.
Ooh.
Yeah, so you rolled a 17, even with advantage. You can always roll the chaos die, although you said that you're not going to use the chaosometer.
I said I would never.
That's true. That's against the code. Nothing else except for what you're feeling already.
But never's a part of always.
So Eklis, kind of sniffs the air. I don't know how I feel the thing. And I just, they say, I feel something ahead of us. An aberration.
Right. Well,
Sounds cool. Let's go check it out.
It's probably
Yes,
where we want to
let's.
go. Yeah.
Okay.
Just be careful.
I mean, what could possibly go wrong? What do you think is up there? Do you think we could ask? Do you think it's going to be a new friend? Should I go up ahead? I can be sneaky. Atlas, you taught me to be sneaky.
I did.
I think we might want to stick together, though.
Oh, okay. I can stick with you and be sneaky.
That would be great. Yeah.
No one will find us. We're just going to keep going, and it's going to be great. Maybe we'll meet another Shimsham.
But then, who will I go with?
We're all going together.
Oh, I thought you said, like, split up into pairs or something.
Bears? What?
Bears.
Pairs.
Barrels?
Oh.
Bears?
Pairs.
Like
Bears.
2 by 2.
All I knew, no one told me about bears.
Like
I just thought we had bear house and owl bears.
No, the pairs.
The fruit.
Oh,
Like couples.
like apples.
Couples.
Apples?
Couples.
We don't have any
No, like-
apples.
Like couples.
Couples.
A couple
Is that
of
a different
pairs.
kind of drinking glass?
Okay, I go.
No, we're supposed
Dirt
to
starts
stick together, Dirt. The four of us together. One group.
Okay.
Group of
Five of us.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
Right.
Sorry, Wilk.
Sorry, Wilk. And Marigold, six. 6 of us.
The 6 of us should stick together for now.
Is 7? Does the card count as a 7?
No.
Oh.
Okay.
Good that that's clarified.
Looking ahead, it's the way ahead is still mostly blocked by thick bushes and roots of the large trees. Even though there's large spaces between the tree trunks, there's still a lot of blockage and undergrowth. So, Dirt, you can again cast your spell if you want to take Marigold and the cart with you.
So here's the thing, guys. Do you remember when we were talking to the Shimsham and they were like, "Hey, don't do that to the path. Like, don't make the path."
Right?
You know.
Yes.
So I'm kind of stuck when it comes to deciding if I should make the path or not.
But of
Or
course
what?
you should.
They said
Oh,
don't.
wait, didn't the Shimsham say not to? Because we're not supposed to change the forest, and
Well,
it hurts the forest?
They did seem nice, but I also don't want to make enemies of them, especially if there's lots of them right above us.
Okay, and I make the path.
All right, 8 hit points, please, and roll the dice. Your wisdom, specifically.
Okay.
As he's doing that, Grebel is like, "But I was actually."
And already there's the rumble of the earth moving and the creak of roots turning and twisting away from the path that is formed ahead of you. There's a few yards of path, and you know it's gonna keep forming ahead of you because the spell has already been cast.
I'm gonna munch on some of my meteor shards to get a little bit of that back because I'm out of memorials.
You are. It's true. Go ahead.
Are we running low on edible metal?
Running low on edibles.
Yeah.
It's a constant issue.
That's true.
Well,
Medibles. Medibles.
so
Metabolics.
you can just keep going. Sure.
Metabolics.
Right. So both of you are feeling something funny up ahead, Atlas and Dirt. Can you both sort of point in the direction that you're feeling it, and we'll just confirm that you're feeling the same thing? I think that might be useful.
I don't know how to point to it.
Oh. No? Okay.
How do you point to a feeling?
You've got me there. So I don't know, but I thought it was something blinding, no? So it's the
But if I-
direction that's most blinding.
What
That
is
doesn't-
what
I
does
don't-
the feeling feel like?
Oh. I think we lost Aklis.
It feels like disaster. It's very discombobulated, and everything feels like it's out of place. You know,
Everything
it makes it.
feels like you lean
hey,
inside.
look, I fixed
There
it.
we-
Kind of.
Kind of.
I'm gone.
No, you're right here.
More.
What does it feel like to be gone? Is
You
the
should-
question. These are the kind of things that.
While you're in
you know,
that box,
Can
you
you hear
should be
me? All
keeping
you can
it
hear
crisp.
is like Triss just like
Oh,
it's just gone and all you
this-
hear is anyone
There it is. There I fixed it.
No.
dirt.
Oh no, I
You
didn't
do not
fix it.
fix
I
it.
am dirt.
Ooh, this is cool. This feel. Oh.
I briefly enjoyed that.
Chaos Die should probably
So
go
that's
up.
kind of
I
the
feel
way.
like
You
that
see,
should
it's
bring the chaos die down
Yeah.
one.
it's kind of like that's what it feels like. It's like you kind of know what it should be, but you don't know how to make it happen. So I don't think that I can point to it.
Somehow,
not
as
the point
Dirk
game.
was explaining that, Grebel got that sensation of disconnection, so he completely understands that Dirk can't point in the right direction.
We're all a bit disoriented. The whole world is disoriented a little bit now around you.
I think
it's
it's just whenever he uses
Amanamini
that
is getting
stoned,
really good.
whenever he uses that stoned magic, there's an effect on those around him. No,
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, so I have a question though, because Dirk describing the feeling to Triss, who's intrinsically empathic and understands feelings and emotions. Intrinsically, exactly.
God.
You know, would it cut through the smoke of it all a little bit and help? Yes, everyone, and help. You need a second S there, and help cut through it a little bit, like help Triss actually feel what that might be or what it might be coming from.
I think that you might be able to. You will definitely be able to share the feeling with Dirt, and then we'll see what the result of this is. So you want to do that? You're going to spend one use of the ability.
No, that's not what I meant. So like Dirt has explained the feeling, so I'm trying to understand if just by sheer dint of having that feeling explained to me, I can now feel it.
It's too alien to anyone who's not Dirt right now, so you'll have to use your ability in order to do that.
Dirt, I have a question.
Okay.
And you see Triss like literally just climbing up the strategic moss of Dirt until
careful.
they're on Dirt's chest, sort of looking up at Dirt's face.
I ship it.
If you wanted to, I could read you. Oh, I'm confuzzled. Everything
It's
looks
happening again.
We got Talia back.
I'm back. I'm sorry.
Ooh.
It's.
And I'm
Do
dirty.
you see what happens when I try to tap into the?
when I get to be Dirt.
Look at that. It's
Look at the
it's a
dirt.
nested OB.
Oh, forever.
Yeah.
Forever Dirt. Forever Dirt.
Guess I'm using.
And I want to
this.
be
Nice work.
forever.
Yep.
Dirt.
We're back.
Perfect. So, back to this.
Sorry.
if you wanted, and I mean, Aklis was teaching me about consent. So if you wanted to, I could try to feel your feeling. If you wanted.
I mean,
It
sure.
does make sense that you'd ask for consent before feeling someone up.
I'm just feeling inside.
Oh, okay. Well, that
Hop
too.
in.
Then Triss will use one of their
Oh,
abilities.
intimate.
I mean, Aklis, just, I mean, this time round, Triss isn't trying to get into your armor, like, forgive it. So Triss would like to use one of their abilities to see if they if they can kind of experience how Dirt feels and thus understand what might be there.
Sure. So spend one use
But-
of your ability, and I will Let's have a wisdom roll to see how you handle this kind of rush of new sensation. You feel what he feels. You'll get some benefit.
Super. Triss falls off of dirt.
No. Your ability, outside of combat, I will remind you, your abilities work. You don't need to roll in order for it to work. So
No, but that's what I mean. Is Triss falls off of dirt from the overload.
Oh, okay.
I know
Sure.
it worked, but Triss, from a wisdom perspective, failed.
No problem. So you get disoriented. It's like you've acquired a new sense all of a sudden for a few seconds. Then it ends after a while. But while this is happening, you're disoriented. You get this thing that we've described a lot for Dirt for the past few sessions of hearing the entire living world around speak in infinite voices to you. So. Plants, animals, elements of nature, even the weather itself is speaking to you. You get completely, you black out for a second. You're down on the ground.
And when Triss comes to, or when not comes to necessarily because they don't leave, but when they come more to themselves, you can hear them whispering, "Sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you." And you just see that they're stroking a teeny tiny pebble that they fell on top of.
You do, however, sense that the thing around you and the sensation that you're feeling is charged specifically with a form of chaos. Because you are connected to chaos naturally, you do recognize that that's what it is. And you realize, you make the connection that chaos was connected to life knights, to life, the same as order is connected to death through the death knights, or the other way around. One of them came first, unclear which, but it has to be a force of chaos, the thing around you, and the thing that Dirt is connecting to and communicating with.
Before we finish that explanation, so I've connected it to the Life Knights, and I've connected it to kind of experiences that we've had before. Mm-hmm. But does it also feel like anything I've ever felt in my time in the endemic?
No, never.
Awesome.
Nothing like that.
Oh, wait, sorry. Does it feel like the tree seed?
Oh, yes. Yes, it all comes from the same place.
So
right, Triss? It fell off.
So Triss looks up at Grubble, and their eyes, which are big, are like twice the size they normally are. And the pupils are just doing like...
Are you high again?
I'm low. I fell.
You know, Trist, it sounds a little bit like you picked up some of the way that I talk just now when you came into me. Is that true? Speak again. It sounds kind of like...
I fell.
Ah! Okay, that's fun.
It was weird.
How curious.
At
Atlas,
some point, you can go inside my head and we'll see if you sound like me. That would be really interesting. But maybe not right now. We've got somewhere to go.
Can I try? Dirt comes up and walks really quickly towards Gribble.
To go inside my mind?
It felt like chaos. Like we're agents of chaos, and it was chaos, and everything was talking. And I think we're going in the right direction.
Oh, that's a relief.
Okay.
Maybe Dirt, you could step back.
I mean,
just a little
I
bit.
already made the path, so it's a good thing that we
That's true.
did that after the path making. So,
anything else you want to say or do before you continue on your path?
Triss is going to say goodbye to like every pebble and every mushroom and every like tree that they heard when they were dirt.
Sure, yeah.
Dirt's just gonna say in Earth, like, sorry guys, they're no...
Within less than a minute, you're incapable of communicating with them anymore, but you do remember very vividly
but
their
Triss firmly
voices, the way
believes
they
can
sounded.
hear.
Yeah, definitely. After some number of minutes of Triss saying goodbye to a great many objects and creatures and plants around you, you keep going. Again, it's the same relaxed progression throughout the jungle, just driving the cart forward. Aklis usually chaperoning Marigold, making sure that she's relaxed. She's not afraid of different sounds of animals around you or the sounds of the jungle. You spend your time either on the cart or walking alongside with Aklis or alongside next to the cart or next to Marigold. And you, after a couple of hours, you come upon something which looks like the remains of it's the site of a natural fight of some sort. Some animal was hunted here by a different animal, and there's the remains of a beast, a large furry beast on the ground that has been partially eaten, killed by something with it seems like it was razor sharp cuts, which seems like claw marks, but they're super sharp, and it was then partially eaten by this creature that picked some of the meat, not nearly all of it, and just went away. Grubble, yes.
Yep, so it's just, well, I was going to ask, but you've made it quite clear. I was going to say it's totally clear that it's not either of these other teams racing towards the seed. It looks far more animalistic than that.
From first impressions, yes. If you want to examine it more closely, you can go ahead and do that.
Right, yeah, I think I'd just like to double check that this is not one of those other teams.
Good idea.
We don't know all the abilities of the other teams.
Are you trained in forensics or zoology or anything that has to do with...
Can I help?
No, I'm very much not. We did have classes in necromancy, but they were classes to basically say, you don't want to be doing this. So they weren't teaching us any practical skills. Mm-hmm. It was more sort of like, if you did this, these bad things would happen.
Okay. Aklis?
Oh, like sex ed.
Aklis,
yeah, exactly.
How would you...
My education, my sex ed, they were fine with us having sex, just no raising the dead.
Yes.
Honestly, I don't even remember having sex ed, so it's possible I've been doing it wrong.
And never in combination.
Never, don't do both at once, no.
Grubble, what kind of protection do you use while you're examining the...
Necromancy with protection.
Aklis, how would you help, if you want to help?
Well, Aklis might be a more successful lead for
Stuff
this
about
mission.
death, so like it makes sense to me that I would know, like I would be able to look at something and figure out what killed it.
You know what? Yeah. So Grubble.
I'd like to be the assist person then, please.
I think you. I mean, it's an intelligence roll, so you make your decision.
You go ahead.
Yeah, and you're gonna get
Right,
advantage because Aklis.
I'll look at it then, and Aklis can point out what they think was the cause of death.
Cool. 8 is a success. You made it, and that means that you you notice some details. First of all, the thing that killed this creature, the wounds are too sharp. They're straight wounds made by a very narrow object, but they do have the pattern of claw marks. There's several of them that are parallel on many of the wounds of this creature, and it does look like it was a fight where there were some blows exchanged. The creature the beast tried to defend itself. There's lots of wounds on the back of the neck and the face and the chest.
Oh wow!
And then it was gradually brought down. But
right, so I have a theory, and I'd like to know if Aklis can help me. That what if this beast was cut with a sword and then left wounded in the jungle, and then when it was wounded, a bunch of other creatures just came in and finished it off?
So you examine different size of the beast, and you see that no, there's no other wounds, especially not ones that are really big, like a weapon wound that you would notice for sure.
Oh, right. Okay.
There's only this kind of wound from the whatever clawed creature did this. There's probably more than one of them. You in fact find tracks left by these creatures that makes you even though it's still weird that it was a living thing. There's tracks that look kind of consistent with the wounds on the beast, and they look like there's several claws that mark the ground where these creatures walked. There was more than one of them, and something weird happened during the fight or after the fight. Actually, a hint was suggested by the chat a few minutes ago, and it's that they were right, because whoever these creatures were, they left while there was still a lot of good eaten on that carcass.
How peculiar.
Well,
That's
Is there
weird.
anything dead? Like, was it poison or something? Like, are there little dead creatures around, or the meat was okay?
Everything about this beast suggests that it was a vital, healthy thing. It was a young, vital animal that was killed in its prime. So no.
A vanimal?
What?
A vanimal? A vital animal?
Yep.
Bit of a stretch there.
Do I recognize what kind of beast it is?
Well, no. It's no kind of beast you've ever seen.
Fine.
Wait, could you describe what's left of the corpse so we know?
So it looked like it was squat and wide. Like, take the body of a rhinoceros and shrink it a little bit, maybe to the size of a pony. Still full of muscle and seems super powerful. And the head was a long snout with lots of sharp teeth. So it was probably a predator of some kind.
So I thought I figured it out, and then perhaps not. But just well, never mind. We'll find out. I imagine. Which way are the tracks going? The same way we are, or totally different direction?
They're kind of.
I'm gonna ask around. I'm gonna ask the trees, and the maggots that are eating. I guess they wouldn't know. I'm gonna ask the trees if they can give me an idea of what's happened here in Earth.
Sure. Go ahead.
Yo. What? Can you give me a bit of an idea about what happened to this animal? It seems like it was pretty healthy, and then it was just kind of destroyed. Was that? That wasn't you.
The undying creatures. They have been coming out of the infected area more and more recently.
The undying creatures?
Yes, the undying creatures.
But isn't that just anything that's alive?
No. There are creatures who are not simply living, they are undying.
Undying. Okay.
Yes.
What do they look like? What kinds of things do they like to eat? How big are they? What are their weaknesses? Are you guys friends? Can you hook me up?
These undying creatures were like big insects.
Okay, so like a mosquito.
No. Big, like this animal that they hunted. They are upright, and they are green. They have long limbs ending in sharp claws.
Okay, they sound pretty friendly.
Do not go near the undying. In fact, it is better if you do not go ahead at all. Soon enough, the area you walk into will overpower you.
I don't know, I'm pretty strong.
I can feel some power in you, but it is not yours. This power is
No,
not
that's true.
yours, is it?
It's probably from my mother. She's
Well.
also pretty strong.
You are welcome to try your strength, you and your friends in there.
Well, thank you.
We will definitely not stop you, but I wager we will not see you come out of there again.
Is there maybe like a thing that you could do to help us?
To help.
You know, maybe like send a message via your like your root system that we're coming.
Our brothers
Just to-
and
so the other
sisters
trees know.
over there have gone mad, just like the undying animals.
Okay. Well, okay. Well, that sucks. But I guess thank you for talking, and let me know if there's something that I can do for you in return, like in the future. But if not, have a good day.
You too. Have a good, very good day.
Thank you.
You learn anything,
So-
Dirt?
Well,
What did
yes
they
and
tell
no.
you?
Not very much. Just something about the undying creatures and the fact that they don't want us to go forward. But like, if we do, they're gonna
Undying?
bet yeah. But basically, just like a big green mosquito that's about the size of like an Arctic bear.
Right.
So, let's go. Let's keep going.
Okay.
Maybe we should do something to protect ourselves.
Atlas, you're a death knight, but does that mean that there's also undeath knights? Is undeath a thing?
Undeath is definitely a thing, a very bad thing, but
But they're not undead, they're undying.
I'm not aware of any undead knights, but there very well maybe.
I mean, undying just feels like a tense choice.
I'm feeling a bit tense, to be honest.
Should we pitch a tent?
No, it's still quite early. We should probably keep moving.
Makes sense.
All right. So you keep going, or
Yeah, let's keep going.
Yeah.
okay? Sure. So again, it's not that hard. The forest moves away to make room for Marigold and the cart, and you walk and ride onward until you finally get to where you were sensing, Atlas. It's very clear. The border, even though it's not visible to the eye to begin with, looking around, you sense that it's here. You feel that it's here, and then your eyes start picking out some details. The area that you're walking into, it's a large area. You don't see its other side. It's probably it's a whole swath of this jungle. Has an overabundance of life force, and while you were thinking about the life tree on your way, or the life seed, or whatever the powers or the energy around here is, maybe you've had a nice image in your mind or in your head, or I don't know what exactly you thought, but now you realize what maybe you might have guessed before or not, that having too much life force in one area is not good, and you feel that beyond the point where you're going, beyond the line that you're crossing right now, actually death has been beaten and driven out. Death is not present in this area of the jungle at all. Things just live and grow, and they don't die. And looking around,
That's
you
not
see
good.
that the trees are overgrown with vines, the bushes are huge, the flowers are big and full of color. Everything just becomes more alive, more vibrant, more vital, and it doesn't lose. It doesn't decay. It doesn't lose anything. It doesn't go back into the earth. And yeah, that's what you feel.
I tell everyone this is a very evil place.
Oh,
Evil?
guess there is too much of a good then, isn't there?
What is-
Life isn't good. Life isn't bad or good. Neither is death. They just are. And when they are unbalanced, like they are here, That's evil.
Right, wow.
So are we going or are we turning around?
I think
We must continue.
at this point, yeah.
Triss on Atlas's shoulder is getting like very, very tense.
I'd like to do a little
I
experiment.
thought we said no tense.
No
No,
tense.
it's still early.
It's too early for
Triangular.
tense.
Oh, okay.
I'd like to try a little experiment. I'd like to take my swish knife and chop a leaf off a branch. See what happens.
Yeah, so it's not very hard to do. You cut off one of the leaves. Immediately beneath it, you see that there's already a new growth starting to form. The leaf in your hand is just a leaf from a tree. Nothing special. There doesn't seem to be anything special about it, but something already starts to grow instead of the leaf from the stem that you cut off.
Okay, I'd like to try a second experiment. If I'm in the space, I'd like to like cut a knuckle on the back of my hand.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do.
Make a superficial cut, you mean? Just
A superficial
surface.
cut
Yeah.
on the
Okay.
surface.
So yeah, it stings a little bit, just like always. There's some blood, and then you let's call it 1 point of damage that you inflict to yourself.
Okay.
You feel a tingling, and the wound closes. In fact, there's some kind of I'm not sure how to describe it. Like there's a sensation of coolness, and the knuckle feels like it's surrounded by something nice and like fluffy that protects it. It's a little numb maybe, but also you move it and it's just as healthy as it's always been. You get that one hit point back, and then you get one more hit point healed beyond that.
So it's temporary hit point kind of
So does that
situation.
mean you're above your maximum right now?
Yes.
So you get it as an extra point of life. You have above your maximum, which means you feel slightly stronger, more vital and ready to go than you even usually are. Even when you're fresh in the morning, just woken up and completely healed, you're even better than that.
When you say you're ready to go,
Right. I tell everyone that my wound healed and that I feel better.
Is this Ithamar? I'm down to 11 HP. Would this happen to me also, or is this like only because he was cut that it kind of like instigated it?
Nothing happens to you right now, is what I can say.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, somebody punch me in the face.
I punch him in the face.
Yeah.
Because that
I
probably
take
would
it.
have hurt my hand, but at least you've got a glove.
You punch him with a gauntlet square in the face.
Yeah.
Sure, roll a d4.
He literally asked for it.
a d4 of damage.
I turn to Triss and I say, you see, this is how consent works.
Triss
Sorry, what do I roll?
his
D4.
shoulder and like feels like they help.
D4? Okay.
How much was that? It was 2 points of damage. So, Dirk, you take 2 points of damage, and then there's chips of rock flying off of Dirt's face, and then
no.
they grow back. Dirt, some of your existing wounds heal, so that means that your inner lava starts lighting up, and you warm up. You heat up again like before. So you get 2 hit points healed, and then you get 2 extra hit points.
I'm waiting for this to turn into Fight Club, like Dirt being like, again.
Did it work?
I mean, yeah, I think when Dirt heals, you all see it.
Do you need me to hit you as well, Dirt?
I mean, maybe don't hit me, but if you wanted to like stab me with a pitchfork or something, sure.
Can I borrow your pitchfork?
I throw it at him.
Let's say before you do that, Aklis, roll intelligence. Roll intelligence with advantage, please.
Me?
Yes.
Oh no. I'm not very intelligent.
You have 11. That's average, and you have
Oh, okay.
advantage, which means you rolled a 5, which means you succeeded, and it's fine.
Yay.
You felt it happen. You felt it happen. This is life force moving from within this area, from where the center of the area is, ahead of you, still ahead, into their wounds, into Grubble, and now that Dirt got a bit of a more significant wound, you feel him being healed. And it's wrong. It's life force moving in ways that it shouldn't. Things should be born and they grow and eat food and rest and get healed that way, and then they decay and they die. Here, things get healed just from the environment, and they get more and more stronger and powerful until you don't know what's gonna happen.
Let's not do that again.
Okay, so I was just about to stab Dirt with his own pitchfork.
Please don't. I think it's a very bad idea.
You want to stop, Grubble?
I haven't stopped completely. I'm just sort of standing with it in front of me in a raised position, and I'm listening to Aklis. So what? If we wound ourselves, it's a bad thing?
Yes. I mean, generally it is, but in this case, also, yes.
Okay, I flip the pitchfork and hand it back towards Dirt.
Okay.
Sorry, Dirt, I trust the Death Knight when it comes to life.
Liz, is it safe for you here?
For me, I think so. I can't see a reason it wouldn't be.
What if we just have Wilquak first?
Yeah. So rude.
Wilk, how are you feeling?
Me? I'm a bit worried. It's a little scary here.
Do
you'll be
you feel
fine.
do you feel upset or angry or any feelings at all?
Not upset, not angry, still a little awkward with what we talked about yesterday. But generally still safe with you. I feel like I'm safe when you're around.
Me? Thanks.
Yes, all of you, of course.
Oh.
Oh, you too, Triss. Yes, you're wonderful. You're
Tris, you are part of us. It's
well-
Tris is the us now.
No.
that's a whole other number, man.
Was that Jada or was that Tris?
That was Jada being like, no.
No.
In that case, Tris totally says it's fine.
Right, let's keep going then. I think
That's my cousin 3 times removed. Literally.
Did
part
you
of
have to
the
remove
reason
him from
Mom
you
is
3 times?
You.
Exactly.
Oh God. All right. So this wonderful friendly conversation is happening while you're walking ahead. The spell works more slowly here. There's more things to move away, and when it's done creating the path, there's almost a wall of vegetation around you. It's so dense in here.
Right.
That you can't see 1 inch beyond where the path, the two sides of the paths are.
But you said Idamar, that it's dense. Do you mean to say that Dirt is also finding them less intelligent when he could hear the vines?
No, it's still a very wild place. The plants here are very
So they're not dense. They're
very
actually
talkative.
intelligent.
They're not
They're thick.
dense. No, not that.
They're
way.
not cognitively impaired.
Not that kind of dense. No, it's both dense and bright. Very bright in here is what I'm saying. Grubble,
Oh.
yeah.
I wanted to talk to everyone saying, I'm slightly worried that if we meet those cockroach-like beings that Dirt mentioned and they try and attack us, if we damage them, they won't necessarily die. Anyone?
Right.
So I'm thinking if we see one, we should probably trap it
Ooh,
and leave it.
what if we try to ride it?
It could work. Befriend it. That's totally good.
Oh, I can
Our
make them
normal
my
strategy
friends.
of kill the evil thing might not work here.
I mean, you guys are making the assumption that it's evil, but just because I don't know, just because it took down the rhino, maybe that animal was evil, and
Well,
they're not.
You're entirely right, Triss. I was generalizing based on our previous experiences.
You were judging them by their appearance, and
No,
that's not
Not
right.
at all. I haven't seen him.
Dirt, roll wisdom, please.
Can do. Superwise.
Something is moving through the bushes towards you. There's some things in the bush. They're moving
Something's
right
in the bush. It's moving towards us.
I pull out my sword.
All right.
I pull out my reagent.
Transformer goes, yeah, and Shabert goes, all right, and you hold Transformer in your hand. You all turn towards where Dirt pointed. The voices are coming from, and just in time, the vines and the leaves and the twigs start moving, and they're shaking, and out jump several creatures. They're large, they're green, they're about as big as you are, about human-sized, but they are large green mantises. They're vibrant emerald green. They look almost beautiful, except for the fact that they're huge insects, so quite terrifying. And they have these sharp claws at the end of their arms. Their mandibles also look quite formidable and terrifying when they snap them towards you. Triss, yeah.
Do they seem to be praying?
Yes. In fact, one of them has a robe on. It has a robe and a necklace with a symbol. And while he's holding its hands like this in front of its face, it seems to be praying to some kind of deity.
Is Wilk affected by that? Like, do we feel like Wilk is affected by the praying mantis?
Not affected. Doesn't seem to be any effect right now. Wilk is taking note of that and wondering what to do about that. So now that they're among you, they've just broken through the bushes and they're standing right next to you and around you. What do? Let's start with Aklis because you've already prepared with your sword in hand.
Right. Oh no, and I have the things I can do now. Wait, how many are there?
2, no?
No, not 2. How many of them are there? There's gonna be 5 of them.
What?
Yes, 1 with the robes and 4 that are
Acolyte mantises.
Right, so I'm gonna use 2 of my actions to attack 2 of them, and my other 2 actions I'm gonna use to distract these 2, I guess, so that the next attack roll against them would have advantage.
So okay, so you just step forward. You start fighting 2 of them. There's 2 of them who are standing next to each other. The other 2 are behind the cart, so they're going to be able to attack someone over there. And these 2, you step forward, they turn to you, and they try to punch holes in your armor with their claws. In a second, we'll roll, but first of all, I want to know what Grubble does.
So I pulled out my reagent when Dirt sent the warning, so I'd like to roll my box of Juju coffee beans. Should I do that now or later?
When you actually cast the spell, what do you want to do with them?
Okay, I want to jump up onto the cart, so at the back of the cart, so Wilk is behind me, and I want to cast a little glue bubble at one of the mantises that's behind. Because I don't think I'll be able to kill it, but I do think I might be able to stop it from attacking.
Sure, you can cast it on one of the mantises. Triss, what do you do?
Oh, so here's the thing. Triss was not convinced that these are evil mantises, and Triss is not convinced by the attacking of the mantises. So I'm relatively certain that Triss has just gone from like on Atlas's shoulder being like, "Hi!" to, "Oh no!" And I'm relatively certain that's pretty much all Triss could do today. So if that supports Atlas, great. But I don't think that Triss is trying to attack these creatures. Triss doesn't believe that they're attacking.
I'm not seeing how that would give advantage to Atlas. It might.
Well, Atlas is for when they're distracting. I mean, if a waving Triss going, "Hi!" and then "Oh" is in any way also additionally distracting.
Distracting them. Maybe I can buy that. Okay. So we actually needed to take the chaosometer down to 7 before because you helped each other when you were examining the corpse.
Oh yeah.
When that happens, when you help Atlas now, Atlas, you will get advantage on your roll. We'll take it down one notch again. Dirt, what do you do?
In the same vein, Dirt, because we don't want to kill them, Dirt remembers Grubble saying. So Dirt's going to try and use Aminomini to intimidate and therefore assist.
Assist who?
The people attacking.
Assist specifically Atlas?
I mean,
I'm the only one attacking, and I gave
wait,
y'all
wait.
advantage on them, and you're not taking it.
But Trent, sorry, don't you want to help Trap? So if you're going to help Trap, then wouldn't you be helping Grubble?
that's what I'm saying. I'm assuming the attacking is only like an on the way to trapping them. No? Like it's like a
Sure.
Basically, what
path-
Atlas is
path to
trying to
getting
do
them
is give all of you advantage when you do your things to these mantises. These two
Yeah.
that are in front of the cart.
Yeah. I've
Got
gone
it.
on defense at the back.
Then I will take out my bolas and try and wrap them up.
One of the ones in front that Atlas is dealing with.
The alpha that was in the robes.
Okay, sure. The praying one. No problem. So you, Atlas, go ahead first. Yeah, and you get advantage on your roll, and we take the calcimeter down again
Okay.
to 6.
Yeah.
Cool, you hit.
If we get the chaosometer all the way down to 1, is something cool gonna happen?
It never happened yet, so how about you do that and we'll see what happens. So,
What?
Give our all of the faith.
you, I guess, you roll damage twice, right?
Yeah, because I attacked twice. So that's 1, and that's 2.
Do you damage the same one twice?
I should. Yeah.
Okay. So you give it a one blow, and then you cut off one of its limbs, one of the hunting arms in front. It immediately starts growing it back. You feel the life flowing into it. In fact, just like you felt before, there's more life flowing into it than there was before. Life finds the cut. It finds the opening.
Life finds a way.
Life finds a way into the body, and then it starts charging the mantis up to become even more powerful than before. The claw that grows on the arm is longer and more curved, and you recognize it as something that's going to be more capable, more capable and suited to punching through specifically armor. Very thick armor with slits, like with plates and slits between them, like you're wearing.
Awesome.
Yeah, so, but you've hit it, and it's not going to attack you back right now, and you did also push them back a little bit and trip them and make it so that they don't really notice what's happening around them, so other people get advantage when they attack them if it happens. Dirt.
So seeing that, I would actually probably want to change what I'm doing if possible.
I think it's too late because you've already described your action. So next round you can learn and try to do something else. How about you throw your bola?
And this is not, I'm not trying to damage, I'm just trying to wrap.
Yep, it's a dexterity roll.
Oh, I rolled the actual pull. I haven't fought anything in so long. There we go. That's what I'm talking
A
about.
17 is a failure. Do you want to roll on the chaos, sir?
You know it.
Yep. Okay, avert your eyes, players, because I'm gonna open it. Make sure you don't get spoiled. All right, you can look again. Roll a d6, because that's the current chaosometer.
I don't think
Two.
we've had
Cool.
a
A 2 means a weak success. You get half of the intended effect. So you wanna disable the mantis. Instead of that, you just strip it, and it's gonna be less effective at doing what it's gonna do now. It still has its action, but its effectiveness is gonna be cut in half.
Is it prone?
Prone? No, it's not prone. It's just thrown around a little bit. It tripped over the bolus. And, of course, the bolus are now gone. You have to pick them up after the fight to use them again. Chaosometer goes up to 7. Okay. Grubble, your action.
Right. Oh, it's not very many magic points.
4.
It works enough for this spell, which is 3 cost for my little glue bubble. And I roll intelligence. There we go.
All right. So you succeed. You pay 3 from the reagent.
That's right.
And you cast your spell. The bubble. Where does it stick on the mantis? It's like it's the feet.
No, I'm aiming for the claws at the front. I'm trying to get them stuck to each other.
Like
Okay,
little
so
lobster claws or something.
Nice.
the claws
Nice.
get stuck to the body of the creature, and
Ah,
they're
great,
all
even
stuck
better.
together. Yeah, and now it can't really move them. It stays in place instead of jumping on you and attacking you like its friend's gonna do just in a second.
Oh, no!
This one stays there, trying to cut itself away from the thing, but. The other mantis is free to act, and it jumps on the wagon, and
Oh,
it
no.
hits you with its razor-sharp claws. So let's see how much damage you take. This is 5 points of damage. So you get cut in your cheek, on your cheek, and on your clavicle, but then the wounds immediately start closing. So you already just add, instead of taking 5 damage, add 5 hit points.
Wow!
You feel charged up. You're raring to go. You're ready. You wanna punch something, cast some spells, run 100 miles. You're alive more than you've ever
amazing.
been.
There's gonna be some super strong glue magic coming up, you guys.
Then you also hear Wilk behind you with her hands in front of her face. She's trying to pray, to ask for some guidance or for some help from Bolo, Redite, and Eam. And while this is happening, there's also a sound of a grinding of claws against each other from the praying one, the cleric. And
Competing prayers.
there's the beginning of some movement through the vines as some of the plants start reaching out towards the cart and you and Wilk. They start reaching out in order to grab you. And they're going to be there quite soon because Dirt slowed it down. It's not going to be this round, but next round they're going to reach you and they're going to do some things. Yeah, that was this round. Next round, let's go with Grubble first. What do you do?
Right. Well, I'm filled with a great deal more energy than I had before. I'm gonna try. So there's only one in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try and glue bubble that one, but I'm gonna make a bigger bubble than what I currently have.
Mm-hmm.
So rather than a little glue bubble, a big one, just like coat it in glue.
Cool, and it's enough to encompass a whole human-sized creature.
That's my intention, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know quite how many hit points it'll cost.
Yeah, I think that's a new one. You haven't used it yet. I think it'll be 5 hit points to do.
Makes sense.
To cast this spell. And that means you need to spend 5. Do you have still 1 from your reagent, right?
I do have 1 left from my reagent, and I've got 6 over my total current maximum.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 4 of those gone.
4 of those gone. You feel your strength drain like it always does when you cast a spell without a reagent. You lose 4 hit points, but then again, life rushes in. Even the casting of a spell is enough of an opening in order to let life rush in. You, instead of losing 4 hit points, you gain 4 more hit points. Now tell me please, what is your maximum hit points usually?
So my maximum hit points usually is 20, and I've just reached 30.
30. So you're 30 over 20. Okay. Aklis, you're feeling the don't roll yet for the spell. We'll do it in a second. Aklis, you're feeling this happening. This is very, very wrong. Grubble is something's happening to Grubble's body that it should not happen to a living body, and it's gonna end in disaster. You're pretty sure. What do you do?
Do I know anything about these kind of creatures? Do I know about something else I can do except hit them?
They're huge mantises with claws. I mean, you haven't met anything like that before, but you've battled animals, so that's what it is.
I'll chop at their fucking claws.
So you keep attacking them, sure, no problem. Okay, so you can choose to use maneuvers when you hit. Just choose on the fly what you want to do right now. We'll just it's just an attack. Dirt, what do you do?
Okay. First, I have a question. Because here's what I want to do, but you told me I had to pitch to you how I would use this item first.
Okay.
So, what I want to do, Dirt has seen bugs flying into light before. You know, with a little flecks of lava, he's seen bugs that are attracted to light. So, I want to take out the hollow beetle glowwood, and I want to crack it over my knee into 2 glow sticks and kind of wave them around to try and mesmerize these mantis.
I think this is the point where we discover this object is much more than just a glow stick. It emits a light that's enough to be used almost as a flare when it's broken.
Even better.
You break it apart. It starts firing up. There's it looks like flames, and although you know it's not actually fire, you feel it. You know fire when you see it, and that's not fire.
I lick it.
It looks like fire. It's like sparks and something that looks like flames. We'll roll for it in a second. Triss, what do you do?
So, what Triss is seeing is that Aklis is attacked and it hasn't done anything. It's just made them more powerful. Grubble's been attacked by one, and while seemingly okay, has been attacked. And honestly, and Wilk is just praying. And I think Triss gets really, really freaked out. This is very weird. Aklis isn't. No one seems to know. And in some ways, when Aklis doesn't know things and when Grubble doesn't know things, it really upsets the balance of Triss's mind.
Looking at Trent's face.
Excuse me.
Yeah, really, really upsets the balance of Triss's mind. And they are going to emotionally project onto all of these creatures just the absolute terror that Triss is currently feeling for how out of depth and how scared they are.
I see. So Triss is actually genuinely scared right now.
Triss is genuine.
All right. Projecting the fear out. So that's going to be a charisma roll, but
it is my ability.
Yes, in a fight you do roll for your abilities.
You're right. So
but you do get advantage on rolling if you use an ability. So it's going to be a charisma roll with advantage. Aklis, roll strength. Dirt, roll charisma because you're trying to distract. And Grubble, roll intelligence for your spell.
Right.
I get any kind of advantage with this?
Advantage. Let's say you get advantage because you used
Didn't matter.
You used up an object, so I'll give you advantage. It doesn't matter.
Well, I wanted to ask that actually, because the object he used up, isn't it natural? Wouldn't it form into 2?
That's true.
What? I don't
The
understand.
thing he broke in half
Yeah.
is a real natural thing.
Yeah.
Would it still be broken in 2, or would it grow into 2 separate glow sticks?
Oh no. Well, it
Oh,
doesn't
like that
now.
Animorphs
book.
doesn't now. It doesn't now. If you ask yourself why, later you can maybe investigate. But right now, it just stays broken up. What is physically in the stick, though, Dirt?
It's a green glowing almost like a gas, but it's just like throbbing with green glowing light.
Mm-hmm. And it's something that's the product of some living thing, right?
I would say like lightning bug green. Yeah, like it's something that's left behind inside of this that when activated with oxygen.
Cool. So it starts burning up. However, you don't exactly succeed in. So it's not that you don't succeed in catching the creature's attention. You do catch the creature's attention, but you don't do it the way that you wanted, because what it does is just jump on you and attack you. So that's basically Grubble. It leaves you alone, which is a good thing.
Chaosometer to try and.
Oh sure, yeah. Roll a d7.
That's
Roll a
definitely
d7,
gonna
buddy.
happen. One moment. I have to do it physically. Hang on. R D7, is that right? Hey, 6.
A 6. A 6 is splash damage. You succeed, but you affect more targets than you intended. So you actually do succeed in distracting it, but Grubble, you are also distracted. You
Oh no!
Yes, the mantis.
I'm not just trying to distract, I'm trying to mesmerize, hypnotize.
Well, Grubble is not the kind of being that would be hypnotized by some light. The mantis is. So the mantis just turns around and looks at Dirt and is completely mesmerized by the one on the cart with you. Just turns around and is mesmerized by the bright greenish, yellowish pseudo flame. But Grubble, you are also distracted. That means that next round you're going to have disadvantage. But right now, because you've already rolled, we'll take what you rolled and you.
I'm quite happy to take disadvantage on this one.
Yeah, I'm sure you would, but that's not what happens. You do trap the creature in a big bubble. The bubble sticks to the cart, and the creature stands on the back of the cart.
Oh no!
Upright, just completely entrapped in a honey-like, viscous, sticky bubble.
Ew.
And almost completely unable to move, and completely at your mercy. But now
I'm gonna go.
your eyes.
I'm full of all this extra energy, and I'm like, oh!
And you wonder why Triss is terrified.
And
Look at me!
Yeah, Atlas, you made it. Actually, you kind of gave yourself advantage because you gave advantage to the next attack and nobody used it yet.
Right.
So you have advantage and you got a critical success thanks to it. You
Cool.
rolled a 1 in your second dice roll, and that means that with advantage is a critical success. And critical success means double effect. So for every attack you do, it's 2 dice of damage. And if you do a maneuver, it also is going to be more effective. Do you use any maneuvers?
I'm gonna try and just take one down. See, maybe if you just kill it in one blow, it doesn't get to regenerate or re something.
Sure. Roll 2d10 for each attack. So let's do 2d10.
All right, so that's one
at a time. 13. Wait, before you roll again, a 13 because it's the one that you've already wounded before, right?
Yeah.
Let me see. You've dealt 8 damage, now 13 more. Okay, so you cut it, actually both of its legs off, and it falls down, and then it's quicker than before. It's more life, and it does it in a way that almost is. It's so wrong that you almost heave just from being next to it when it happens. Of course, you keep your composure because you're a trained Death Knight, but it's so very, very, very bad. It fills up with life, and then what you feared would happen happens, and the creature grows and changes shape, and the some of the limbs get thicker, some of them get wither and become very thin and almost even wither and die. The creature bends in different angles and becomes a weird shape, but then it explodes. And when it does, you and Triss, you both stand next to these 2 mantises. You take this damage, and I'm going to roll right now.
Don't we get to make like dexterity saving throws or something?
Nope. You do not. It's 12 points of damage.
Cool.
So
That's a lot of damage.
It's you're covered in mantis goo, both of you. Triss, you're probably is gonna get it off pretty easily, but Aklis, your armor is a bit gooey now. You take this damage, and instead of losing 12 hit points, both of you gain 12 hit points. You get charged up with life running into you. Aklis,
Okay.
You feel like you've been violated somehow. It's
You
now
just drank
happening
like
to
a
you.
health
This
shake.
life, this unbridled life, is flowing into you. You don't want it to, but you're wounded and you can't stop it. Triss.
Riz.
Wait, but I had more attacks.
Yeah, but Triss had a question, or is it an
Oh,
action?
right.
Chris's hit points are normally 11.
Hmm.
So this isn't just double. This is a lot.
This is
a
double
lot.
plus 1 what you have
2 plus 2.
usually, and you've started from full hit points. You started from 11. Okay. All right, Aklis. You see Triss next to you. Triss is out. The action this round, we'll play it in a second and we'll say what the result of this is. But Triss is going to be out because the life that it's flowing into its tiny body is more than they can handle. Triss is filling up with life force, chaotic life force. You still have 3 more attacks, Aklis. What do you do?
Can I use one of those attacks to try and stabilize Triss?
No, it's not an attack or a maneuver. It needs to be combat maneuvers.
Cool, so I'll just hit him again.
All right. This one actually exploded, so there's the other one who's completely...
Yeah, so another one. Yeah.
Okay, 19 damage. That is enough on its own, actually. Yes, sure, it's enough. So, you cut it into 2, just in the middle of its torso, and then both halves start growing into 2 separate mantises, as if it's going to be 2 different creatures. But it grows so fast that it just explodes again, and you take this damage again. Yeah, 12 points again of damage. So Triss is out. Don't count it. But Aklis, you take another 12. What does that bring you up to?
I'm on 40.
It's more than double.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more than double. Yeah, okay. When you reach your double, your starting amount of hit points, you know you've stepped off the edge. It's too much. That's what just happened to Triss, you realize, and this is what is now happening to you. This is what Grebel is on the way to. It's gonna happen in a second. And
no, actually, he's not anymore. He's seen.
The life is pounding in your ears. Your blood is flowing. You'll feel joy and rage and sadness and deep fear all together, mingling chaotically inside you. This is the most chaotic you've ever been. We didn't resolve one of the actions. I think it was Triss's action.
Yeah.
It's Triss's thing.
I also have 2 more attacks.
So, 2 more attacks. Yeah, but I don't think you're gonna be able to do them because you're disabled for a second. You lost these 2 attacks.
Fine. Okay.
Triss, before you do anything else, you still have this wave of fear, which you've released outside of you, and it is now charged by this chaotic life energy, and it starts flowing out as an invisible blast wave wherever it reaches any creature's mind.
And I think it would also probably reach Grebel and Atlas and Dirt.
Yes, of course. It reaches everyone around, and that means that all the mantises are affected by a terrible fear for a second. This is enough to stop the fight. There's like a lull of like 4 or 5 seconds where everyone is looking at their foes, at their nearest foes in fear. 2 mantises that are trapped in different sizes of sticky bubbles. There's one that is trying to prey at Wilk, and the vines are closing in to try to grab her and Grebel and pull them off the cart. And the mantises, 2 mantises you killed have exploded, so they're not around anymore. And then there's you, Aklis. How about you roll your wisdom, and take advantage on that because you are a Death Knight.
Me? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so you succeed. Instead of just completely falling over, You take 4 points of damage to your wisdom ability. So your wisdom goes down by 4.
What?
You manage to shake for a little while this energy inside you. It's still gonna damage you. It also is gonna be doing very bad, nasty things to Triss. What do you do?
How do I get this out? What do I have? Do I have anything? Not really.
This short lull in the fight is enough for you to do one thing. Improvise, decide on the fly what you do, and carry it out. You're a definite.
There's 3 of them left.
Yeah, 2 of them are trapped. One of them is the priest that's still trying to capture Wilk.
I think I'm gonna go and hit the priest with whatever I've got.
Whatever you've got is Transformer.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I got more stuff, but that's the best one.
Okay. So Transformer is going, yeah! Well, it's arcing through the air. Grubble?
No, well, I guess it's Atlas's choice, and I don't think Gribble has a place to make a suggestion, so go for it.
I mean, you see Atlas run towards the priest. You have a second to yell something out.
Yeah. Like, maybe try and knock it unconscious rather than kill it.
Fine. I'll use my Morning Star.
To try to knock it unconscious instead of killing it.
Yeah.
All right. Sure. Go ahead. Roll your strength.
Fine.
I mean, this is your one action. Do you use the chaosometer?
Never.
You're
Never.
filled with chaotic, life force right now.
So
I know, but I gotta stay true to who I am.
Yeah, you manage to hold it back, to not make the situation even worse with more chaos energies around you. Right now, the chaosometer is at 7, which is exactly in between chaos and order. It's not too much, but your vision goes black and you fall down unconscious on the ground. Triss.
Alright.
You don't get to roll, unfortunately, because you're not.
I mean, I think it's safe to say that basically what happened is there was the just enormous amount of fear that Triss was feeling, combined then with just this suck of life force. And you know when you see a small sea sponge and it gets really wet, and they just start to grow, but kind of soften? Triss has gotten bigger, but also is slumped.
Oh, wow.
Plumped and slumped.
Grown, but it is drooping, overdone. They are overcooked.
Yeah, it's it happened to me when I tried to bake bread. The dough just it rises, but then it just spills and becomes like a flat, sad thing.
You know what it is? It's like the Great British Bake Off when someone leaves a kitchen utensil inside of the oven and it just sad melts over top of Yeah.
And there's it's like a flat bubble of smoke on the ground, of trapped smoke in a bubble.
Well, no, because they were on Atlas, so unless Atlas dislodged them, it would almost just be hanging kind of off of Atlas's left arm.
Yeah,
like a leech.
You're hanging and then draping down like a bubbly cape. So that's where you are. Atlas falls down. You fall down next to Atlas. You also lose it. How many hit points above your maximum did you get to?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Well, okay, so nice. So you said not to count the last version, but I had 23, and then you said I took another 12, but not to count them. That would have been 35.
35. How much is your normal maximum?
But don't count those 12 and.
Yeah,
11.
so just.
So you got to 23, which is 1 above your maximum. So that's not.
No, 2 above my maximum.
1 above the double your maximum, right? Double your maximum is 22.
Oh yeah.
You got to 23. Yes. That's 1 above, which means you take 1 point of Constitution damage. Your Constitution attribute goes down by 1 point.
I don't have high Constitution to begin with.
Yeah, you go down from 10 to 9 Constitution. More of that will happen. You'll just take more and more of this kind of damage. Your structural integrity is degrading. Grubble.
It's semi-permanent. If it's anything like what happened from adventure number 1, when I lost a lot of Constitution, you'd get it back very, very slowly.
Well, we'll see about that. Usually, ability damage gets back one per day, yeah. But we'll see about these specific wounds, and especially the area in the world where you're in right now, which is a little different than usual. Grubble and Dirt, you are on your feet. Wilk is now, instead of praying silently, is yelling, "Do something!" And there's an image, a spectral image that's starting to form over her, as if she's covered by something. Instead of, she's sitting down and kind of like hiding behind the side of the cart, but this figure is standing on her, like it's standing on the bench that she's sitting on, and it seems to be like some kind of man figure. It's too transparent to see. It's gonna. Chad is already guessing what's gonna happen, but we'll keep it a mystery for the people who are watching this in the future on YouTube, because they're not seeing chat. So let's ask Grubble and Dirt. What do you do? Grubble first. Yeah.
I want to. So there's one that's kind of glued to the cart. I want to push him off the cart, and then I want to get to the front of the cart and get Marigold to move us forward, because I think there's not much we can do here, and I want to try and start moving and hope we can flee is the plan at this point.
Aklis and Triss seem unconscious on the ground.
Right.
Okay, so yeah, you can definitely do that.
I'm on Atlas.
That doesn't require any roll. You can just do that. It'll happen in a second.
Excellent.
Dirt, what do you do?
If I get the sense that Aklis is actually hurt, I'm going to put my 2 glow wood sticks away for later, and I'm going to run up and rub some healing balm into whatever I can find that feels like a place that Aklis could be touched.
I ship it.
That's a good question. That's a good question if you even can't find a piece of exposed skin to rub it on. We've been through this. But I think we said that Aklis is so comfortable in their armor that you can actually rub healing salve on the gauntlet, and it'll take effect. It'll be fine.
If not, then I'm going eye holes. So
yeah.
Oh,
Sure. Just stick it in there. Okay. Sure. I guess you can do that. Roll intelligence while you're running. Some thoughts are going through your mind. Let's see what happens.
Thoughts?
Yeah, nothing in particular goes through your mind right now. Nothing that makes you wonder.
Finally.
You run towards Aklis.
The theory being if being overhealed is causing you to pass out, then regular healing should hopefully be doing damage, which would take away the unnatural healing.
I totally had that potential theory in my head.
Excellent theory. You take out the salve, you rub some on Aklis's armor, and it works, because that's the way it works with Death Knights. You can do anything with the armor, you roll the.
It's actually an exoskeleton.
Let
Let us sense.
It's not. It's
Is
not.
that canon? Oh.
No.
We still don't know if that night in the inn, if Aklis took off their helmet or not. I don't think we have a definite.
But we met my parents. They had faces.
That's true.
I think.
That's true. Yeah, we saw that.
They took it off. Triss saw.
We saw enough Death Knights and members of the Darkmoor family in this show.
Peeled off the exoskeleton.
Anyway, never mind. You get healed for 3 hit points. Unfortunately, it is actually still healing. The life force doesn't turn around healing into damage, which means you take 3 more. 3 constitution damage. As this healing overcharges.
Me?
Yes. 3 more points of constitution damage.
See this?
Oh, because before I took wisdom damage,
Put more.
didn't I?
Yeah, that was before. Now you take constitution damage because you're not conscious to try to resist it anymore.
Okay, so as soon as I notice that, do I still have room in my action to pick them up?
Yes.
Okay, I will pick them up because I also noticed the cart starting to move.
Sure, so the cart is starting to move behind you. You hear Marigold go and starting to trot ahead. I would have you roll something because Marigold was hit by the same wave of fear. Am I gonna make you roll to try to control? Yeah, you know what? Let's have you roll, Matt. Your charisma.
Oh. Oh,
You're gentle enough, your hand is stable enough in order to make Marigold move ahead but not jump into a full-on run into the jungle. The cart just moves ahead quickly enough, but slowly enough for Dirt to be able to lift Aklis up, which happened already. Oh, actually, Aklis lifted Dirt up. But you're strong enough just barely to lift Aklis with Triss almost weightless on top of them. And you move towards the cart. Do you want to jump on it?
I want to throw them in it, and I'm gonna run.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna be alongside.
makes sense.
Okay. So throwing them on the cart is
Lohi's
not
just
hard,
chilling.
and you can just run behind the cart. Wilk finishes her prayer, and the figure that's superimposed on her becomes more and more solid. And you see that it's a man, very wild, long hair, unkempt hair, mostly undressed but with a kilt that's starting to materialize around her. And this man is holding a huge club in his hands, ready to lunge at the priest. When the cart moves past the priest, the man just jumps out and hits the priest with the club over the head. The priest falls back into the bushes, and you don't see it anymore. It's you don't see any sign of the creature because once it's behind the bushes, it's completely invisible to you. And the man with the kilt is gone because the cart moves. Wilk suddenly comes to, like wakes up again, looks around her, and says, "Oh no!" looking at Aklis and Triss, and then tries to put her hand on Aklis's armor, but then thinks better of it and takes the hand back again, saying, "Maybe I shouldn't." Grubble, you keep going. Marigold just running through the jungle. You feel still the life in your veins. You feel more than you've ever had, more than you should have. You start realizing you're charged with something that was never inside you ever in your life, not as much of it, and you're wondering what's the next thing that you're going to encounter now that two of your comrades are unconscious right behind you on the cart. Dirt, while all this is happening, you're heavily just running heavy steps in the mud next to the cart. And slowly ahead of you, the path is gradually forming. The earth moves aside and the plants form walls around you, completely obscuring anything else that might be hiding behind them. And this is going to be the ending of tonight's episode. We will continue with this chase / escape / search, frantic search in the next episode, which is not going to be next week. We are off for 1 week, so April 5th, next Monday, we're not going to have our usual show. I am going to go live to do a solo stream with something new that I've been planning to do for a while. I'm going to take this opportunity this Monday to do a solo stream where we write weird monsters together. That's going to be our goal. We make up monsters. I draw them on the spot. We give them abilities and properties, and we write them down together. And then hopefully after a couple of hours of stream, we're going to have a nice little bestiary going. Maybe even a bestiary of an actual place in Yalpelor. We'll see. Maybe we'll actually make it count into some specific area that the questers might visit in the future.
Are you going to call it Let's Draw a Zoo?
Let's draw what?
A zoo?
Let's draw a zoo. Yeah, I like that. Let's draw a zoo. That's going to be the name of next week's stream. That's going to be next Monday. Monday after that, we're back as usual. The hours are always the same. 7:30 CET, 6:30 GMT, 8:30 Israel and Finland time. And Saturdays we're back. I was off because of the holiday last Saturday. I'm going to be back streaming the Shamutanti Hills Fighting Fantasy Choose Your Own Adventure book. I'm narrating and running it, and you make all the choices. So come join us and decide which paragraphs we go to at every point in the story with the rest of the people in chat. It was really, really fun last week, and this one is going to be just as fun. Cool. I want to say thank you. Let me bring up the name again because I have it written down. Thank you to Shmalu from Reddit for another idea that I've taken for tonight's episode. The jungle with the life force that's creating weird, undying, pseudo-undead creatures. It's an idea that I got from...
Thanks, Shmalu.
The same thing.
Good
Thank you very
one.
much, Shmalu. The players are ecstatic about your idea, I'm sure.
The puddle, once known as Triss.
Yes. Salutes
We've
you.
never had to flee from a fight before, so
That's right.
that's
yeah.
pretty great.
The first. This is the first.
So thank you, Shmalu, for that unfortunate eventuality. That's all the result of your idea. And that's it. That's going to be it for tonight. Thank you very much for watching us, everyone who is on Twitch. Thank you, everyone in the future on YouTube who's going to be watching us at any other point. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Nerdy Drunken Monkey Goblin, for following us during tonight's
Nerdy
episode.
Drunken Monkey Goblin. That's an amazing name. I love
That
it.
is an amazing name.
That's
It
such a
is.
good metal band name. Like,
You know, I was gonna be Nerdy Drunken Monkey Goblin, but it was already taken, so...
Nerdy Drunken Monkey Goblin 12.
Nerdy Drunken Monkey Goblin.
Yeah.
Never
So,
mind.
Yeah, thank you again. Thank you, everyone. Thank you to the followers, the viewers, the watchers, the friends, the questers, the heroes,
Colleagues.
the villains. Thank you, everyone.
associates.
Until next week, play
Besties.
hard, stay safe, and we will see you next time.
Wear a mask.